Marine Staff Sergeant Jason Ross was raised in the Livermore Tri-Valley area and grew up in an ideal American environment. From his early years, his love for nature and the outdoors was apparent to those around him.
Especially in elementary, they called him the professor because he could identify a lizard or even some of the insects and tell you if it was a boy or a girl and tell you what it was, tell you all about that. How do you know this stuff?
From Boy Scouts to Eagle Scouts, Jason excelled at creating his own path in life. But serving as a scout wasn't enough, so he charted a new path by enlisting in the Marine Corps.
I wanted to go. Parents didn't want me to go. America was going to be going to war, and here's one of their children trying to go into the military that's about ready to go into the war, and so.
Jason started a family and had 2 daughters before being deployed.
Well, Stacy's the oldest. Jackie, she was born a couple years later. They're almost twins because of how the mannerisms and how they act. They're always together, always doing stuff. And Stacy was born almost a year before I had to go deploy anywhere. And Jackie was born 4 days before I left. I almost didn't get to see my second born. So, but it was a pretty cool experience both times.
The base of the World Trade Center. You can see the 2 towers.
I was at the MEP station and getting ready to leave, and then they had a game room or entertainment room, or I'm not sure what it was called. A lot of commotion, so I walked out and stuck my head out to see what was going on, and I remember seeing on the big screen, right as the second plane comes coming in, and I'm like, what are they watching? Okay, something bad's happening. That's not a movie, that's not TV, that's real. And then I was like, when are we going?
Jason began serving a tour of duty in Afghanistan.
Initially you don't really think about all the what could happen. You just kind of like, growing up, you do things, you don't think about the consequences, and you never expect something bad to happen. That was March 7th, 2011. We had gone out on patrols early. It was a raid. Swept the village, found some IED components. I was the 4th guy in the stick, if you will, and I just happened to be the lucky one.
And I was getting ready to go to work, and standing in the kitchen, and I got the phone call when he told me that Jason had been injured in Afghanistan, and he was very seriously injured. My legs about buckled.
The blast I should have killed me. I should not be here. I'm here. Like I said, sheer luck, tenacity, whatever. And the whole time I'm laying there and I'm trying to tell him to make sure you got guys checking for secondaries, doing the security stuff and trying to direct stuff, and while I'm bleeding out and everything. So collapsed left lung, pelvis broken in 5 places. Right arm, the ulnar nerve was cut. Wasn't severed, but might as well have been, because almost lost complete functionality of the hand.
Jason suffered a catastrophic injury that should have taken his life and was eventually brought to Bethesda, Maryland for treatment.
I remember waking up at Bethesda and I remember looking up at the ceiling, I'm seeing lights. I'm going, okay, I'm in a hospital, that's a good sign. And even the docs there, nurses, everybody, they were like, he's not gonna make it, he's not gonna make it. I was given less than 2% chance. So, but somehow, I guess you call it tenacity, stubborn, or just luck.
Some days things are really gone well. Other days it is an absolute struggle to understand what's happening, why it's happened.
Why did I survive? And then you see your kids and you go, okay, that's why I survived. Have the patience to be able to do it. Don't rush it, because there's going to be setbacks. And you can have a plan. Don't make a timeline.
But then there's the days when I see the progress he's made and how positive he's been to some of the other Marines. That causes me to be very proud of him.
It's like, yeah, Daddy's in a wheelchair. Not that your daddy walks, mine doesn't. It's just, my daddy's in a wheelchair. My oldest likes to say that, you know, the bad guys took daddy's legs. That's how she says it. She likes to remind me of that. But one of the big things was, once I got hurt, I wanted to get back to where I could move around on my own. I didn't have to rely on somebody having to move me.
His new Paramobile gives Jason the ability to stand in an outdoor setting, which was made possible by Stand Up and Play, a non-profit sponsor.
I like taking my kids down to the beach because they like getting in the water, or they like playing by the sand and water. You know, going to the park is another big thing I like to do with them. I mean, I'm pretty happy with my life right now. Could it be better? Yeah, it could be better, but there's a lot of things that could be better. Will it get better? Hopefully. Will it get worse? Possibly. Take one day at a time as you go.